Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Flins did of course release just recently, and we did pull him, although it did cost us a fair bit. We did manage to pull him, so here we are with Flins using 2 4-stars, that being Aino and Sucrose, as well as Ineffa, and we will of course be trying him out in the Spiral Abyss. Now, one thing to note is that this Spiral Abyss is giga favoring Flins right now, because as you guys can see, there is a Lunar Charge damage increase, as well as 2 of the enemies being designed around Lunar Charge. So in order to make up for that, real quick, if we just quickly grab our team, so just grab our Aino as well as our Ineffa and Sucrose. But real quick, when it comes to our Flins, first of all, he is not using his signature artifact set. We are on 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack, and then for the talents, they are 189. So hopefully this is enough of a nerf to the level where these buffs should kinda cancel out. That's what I'm hoping for, although I'm not too sure. Anyway, when it comes to the second half team, we're just gonna go ahead and go for a regular Mavuika team as well. Just gonna go ahead and grab Bennett as well as Xilonen and Citlali. So yeah, these are gonna be our teams, hoping for the best. With that being said, let's just hop right into it. But real quick, if you're gonna pull any Nodcry characters, including Fins, then I have the perfect thing for you, and that's today's sponsor, lootbar.gg. You can use Lootbar to top up on your favorite games like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail and save up to 25% with special great value offers such as the all-in-one bundle and the 6480 Genesis Crystals pack, which now applies on Xbox and PS5 as well. Lootbar leverages favorable exchange rates and uses Hoyoverse partner ads, so you can get the most affordable prices and the same top-up bonuses you would in-game. Thanks to the Genshin anniversary with Nodcry's release and the top-up bonus refresh, this means you can also receive double on your first purchase on Lootbar. Lootbar is safe, simple and secure, as you only need to enter your UID and region in order to get fast delivery. When I decided to buy one of my friends a Welcome Moon, all I had to do was enter in their UID and region, and I received the purchase in literally less than 10 seconds. Creators like DuckTV and Jello Impact are also collaborating with Lootbar, so they are trustworthy, and they also have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot, and I've used it myself before, so I can vouch for the authenticity and speed. New users also get 10% off, so be sure to check out Lootbar using the link below. Thank you to Lootbar, and back to the video. Alright, and here we are on the first chamber with our Flins. Now I'm just going to take normal charge attack. Honestly, it doesn't really change that much, but now for what I believe it was max HP buff, so we're just going to go ahead and grab this. Anyway, let's go ahead and use our EQ on all of our characters. But for Sucrose, we're just going to go for E, and then you know what, we're just going to use Flins' big burst for a little bit of nice extra aura as well. Okay, never mind, I thought I took her out, but I didn't. Let's go ahead and use the special burst into the special skill, and then in a sec we should get the special burst. Never mind. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna keep on normal attacking. Okay, so it's this guy here, and then I think, yep, there we go. He is now able to be hit. So let's go ahead and use all of our stuff again. I'm not sure if I should be relying on Ineffa's ultimate or not. I just kind of tend to use it if I have it up. But if I don't, oh my god, that is a massive nuke right there. Holy. Okay, Flins' burst does a lot of damage. Noted. There is a reason why we leveled that one up to the highest. Well, it's level 9, not level 10. Like I said, I did nerf the talent levels slightly. Okay, and that was, I believe, 165k Lunar Charge hit, which is insane. And that is that first half done in 55 seconds, so we'll definitely go ahead and take that. Now, real quick, let's just go into our Mavuika half here. Go ahead and just do a normal rotation. We don't want to use our ults quite yet because these guys will probably die pretty quickly like that. Now we just need to take out the Tulpa, which is one of my least favorite enemies in the entire game. Luckily, Mavuika does just absolutely shred him. He's kind of the entire reason why I'm bringing Mavuika. I would have tried some other teams instead, but I honestly cannot be asked to deal with the Tulpa, so I will not be bringing other teams in. Okay, we do hit a 484k there. He hasn't spawned in any of the little guys. But yeah, I mean, we've seen Mavuika 100 times, we've seen the Tulpa 100 times. When it comes to Flins, his gameplay, first of all, I just want to say first impressions are very, very satisfying, very, very fun as well. Honestly, he might be one of the most fun characters to release in a while, and that is from some stiff competition because Veressa is also a very fun character. But honestly, I think I might prefer Flynn slightly to Veressa because I feel like he has a bit more options in his gameplay. But anyway, with that being said, that's the first chamber done in basically 2 minutes, and let's hop right into the second chamber. Alright, and here we are back with Flins. Let's go ahead and grab the ER, that can be a nice bonus, and here we are with Flins and his luscious hair. Anyway, let's just go ahead and go back to EQ. Oh, the one thing I like about Aino in this team is that her energy requirements are basically absolutely 0, which is very nice. Now hopefully we can group these guys up here, so when we do our ult, 272k, but we only hit one of them. I was hoping we could have hit both of them, but that's fine. 182k there, we'll take that. Go ahead and get some energy back before we go right back into our rotation all over again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even 100% sure what this boss's mechanics are. All I know is that I just last time I did the Abyss, I just hit this guy a lot and he kinda died. Obviously this isn't a boss built around Lunar Charge, I don't think, unlike the first and third chamber bosses. So this will probably end up being the slowest of our runs right here. Go ahead and use the ult. I think I missed the ultimate. I think this guy went up high and I just missed the ultimate. So it's good to know that the ultimate can miss if the enemies have some verticality. I think that was 85k on our ult. I'm pretty sure we didn't crit, which is unfortunate, but oh well, what can we do about it? Yeah, this is definitely our longest run so far. I think we missed the crit again on our ultimate, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, what about now? I think we just missed our ultimate again. Oh my god. So basically we missed, didn't crit, missed. Which is a bit unfortunate. Now someone can correct me if that's not what's happening, but I think it is. So this run is going to end up being a bit longer than it should have been. But we hit... Okay, well, there we go. We've cleared it in about 90 seconds, which is about average. So you know what? I suppose we'll take that. But yeah, like I said, FLINS feels very strong, and he also feels very fluid to play. Out of him and Lama, I do feel like currently FLINS feels stronger. But then when Ineffa releases, we'll have to wait and see how that all develops. But yeah, like I said, very, very happy with his gameplay. I mean, Skirk has also been a very fun character to play, but actually, yes, now that I think about it, Skirk, Varessa, and FLINS have all been absolute bangers of main DPS characters. I feel like their main DPS design has actually just gotten really good. Like, personally, I'm not gonna lie, was not a fan. Although Mualani was fun, I just wasn't a fan of her gameplay. Wasn't a fan of Kenichi's gameplay either, even though it was something new and a bit fun. And then Mavuika, I'm not gonna lie, Mavuika's gameplay is slightly boring. Kill me if you want. Chaska's decently fun. You know, it's nothing special, it's decently fun. Chaska is probably one of the higher rated Natlan characters or version 5 characters, but I definitely would put Varessa as well as Skirk higher. And then FLINS is just incredibly fun. But there we go, that is the second chamber cleared, and let's move on to the third and final chamber. Alright, and here we are on the third and final chamber with our FLINS. Okay, I was gonna say time to fight against the boss, but then, or the Ducky boss, but then I realized that we still need to take this girl down. I forgot she spawns in. Okay, hit our ultimate this time. There we go, nice 190k. She goes down in less than 15 seconds. Very nice for us. Okay, we're already hitting some big Lunar Charge damage. Now, we need to take out these small duckies first. I think we need to trigger Lunar Charge on them 10 times and then they just insta-die, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and try to group them up, and there we go, they go down. Now, I'm not sure if we shredded the resistances using VV on this guy, although I think we saw 270k, a 300k there, so perhaps we did. If we ult again, a nice 216k again. Okay, now if we go back into Aino and then back into Ineffa, Sucrose's TTDS should also be up right now, so I think this might be the highest numbers we see. Did I miss that, or was that 564k? I don't think so, no, I'm pretty sure that was 56k. And then that's, yeah, okay, that's 146k, yeah, I did not think we were dealing 500k, that would be kind of insane. But yeah, I am very happy with this damage, despite the fact that we don't have him on his signature artifact set and that his levels are, that his talents are not fully maxed. When there is no Lunar Charge damage buff, I'm very curious to see how FLINS does, but there we go, we cleared it in 75 seconds, and like I said, very, very happy with his performances so far. So let's go ahead and also just finish all of this off with Mavuika as well, before we just go ahead and talk about the Abyss overall slightly, and then also the character builds as well as the outro. Hopefully these guys all have cryo applied now. Okay, well, one of them did. Now I just need them to not hit me, because if they hit me, they'll get their shields up, because, okay, I think that counts as a hit. Yes, it does, so now they have pyro shields up. Why do the shields have to be pyro? I forgot that's a thing, although luckily it seems that they don't have a very high gauge. So there we go, we can just take them out, and now, after we nuke them here, there we go, now all of the Kenkis spawn in. And I suppose the one nice thing about Mavuika's gameplay is that, you know, her AoE is pretty damn strong. Mavuika and Nivelette definitely feel like two of the best characters to use in AoE. Personally, I would put Xiao there as well for the time being. Actually, FLINS might have to go up there now as well. FLINS is pretty solid, especially with Sucrose on his team for a little bit of grouping. Hopefully we hit all three here, which we do, very nice. But yeah, I mean, Xiao in AoE, very nice, but then I don't have a C6 powers on, so that's less nice. I would love if one day in Stygian Onslaught we had an enemy lineup where it would be very good using FLINS on the first side, Risley on the second side and then Xiao on the first side, because that just means I could have like my free edgy emo gothic men, or edgy slash emo slash gothic men. So you know, that would be very nice. But there we go, we managed to clear the abyss. When it comes to FLINS' performance, like I said, very happy. Cleared in 90 seconds or less in every chamber, which is exactly what you want from a DPS. When it comes to our performances, chamber 1 and chamber 3 were very easy, although that shouldn't be any surprise because those bosses are kind of designed again around Lunar Shard. Second chamber we still cleared in about 90 seconds. The only issue is that you know, it did take us slightly longer. I'm not sure if that boss has any high resistances to Lunar Shards or Electro or anything like that. What I definitely do know is that we definitely could have gotten a better clear if I actually didn't miss some of my hits as well as my crits, which is slightly unfortunate. You know, with no signature artifact set, we don't have a 100% or 90% crit rate like we would otherwise. Instead, we're stuck at 70% because, like I said, not using a signature set for reasons of, you know, them sharing the brand new character. But anyway, that's it for our runs. Let's go ahead and go into the character builds as well as outro. Alright, well, and as you can see, both teams performed very well. I mean, as you would expect from two of the strongest DPS characters in the entire game. Like I said, I'm very happy with FLINS. Now, of course, this is his team's performance with Ineffa, which is unfortunate that he does rely a bit on Ineffa. But at the same time, at least it's not as bad as Skirk and Escoffier, or, for example, Neuvillette and Farina. Actually, to be fair, Neuvillette doesn't need Farina as much now that his Hyper Bloom teams are strong again, but yeah, definitely not ideal, but the fact that you get to use 2 4-stars is once again also a decent benefit. Now, real quick, when it comes to our build, we have 70 crit rate, 212 crit damage because we are using him on a Jade Wing Spear. When it comes to artifacts, like I said, we're just going for 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack. We will be doing a video where we are building our FLINS with his signature relic set. We will be using 35 fragile resin and hoping for the best there. Of course, Constellation C0 and then 189 talents. Then when it comes to our Aino, basically just stat stick, just want quite a bit of ER on her, which is why we've gone for ER, and then a little bit of EM as well, won't hurt. And then, yeah, our pieces here really don't matter. She does negative damage. Anyway, she does also have her C5, and which doesn't include her C6, which is her best constellation, but at least, you know, some nice bonuses. And then talents literally not leveled up whatsoever. When it comes to our Ineffa, 65 crit rate, 175 crit damage, weapons on the Massive Wind Spear, and then for the artifacts, 2 PCM, 2 PCEM, with attack percent, as well as crit. And then constellations, she is C0 with 199 talents. When it comes to our Sucrose, 641 EM, 164 ER on Thrilling Tales as well as Viridescent, triple EM, just so we can get as much EM as possible. And then Constellation C6, although that doesn't really matter with 144 talent, 111 talent, so also doesn't really matter. Then when it comes to our second half team, Mavuika, 59.8 crit rate becomes an effective 99.8 crit, 242 crit damage on a Serpent Spine, which I bought like 2 years ago. And then also double crit, double crit, double crit, double crit as well as crit damage with crit rate. Constellations C0 with 1,810 talents. Then when it comes to our Bennett, 269 ER on Sapwood, as well as when it comes to his artifacts, Noblesse, just to buff our Mavuika's attack a bit more. Constellation C6, so we do get the nice C6 buff, 13 talents, so burst is crowned. Then when it comes to our Xilonen as well as Citlali, Xilonen is on 2.5k defense, 43% crit rate, 208 ER, so that we can get her ult as well as proc Fav. Artifacts in the city, as you would expect, just so we can get that damage bonus as well as her base kit resistance shred. Constellation C0 of 610, 8 talents. And then for our Citlali, finally 775 EM, a little bit of ER as well. And then weapons, she is on Thrilling Tales as well. And then artifacts, Cinder City, once again, just in case. We don't need it, but at the same time, there's not really much else I'll do. Also, nice to trigger the energy as well. Constellations C0 and then 197 talents. So yeah, that's it for our characters. Let me know how you've been finding FLINS so far, especially in the Abyss or Stygian Onslaught or Imaginary Theater. Have your results been? How have you been finding them? With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed and see ya.